And a good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. We present the 1981 Strat PC Baseball Game of the Day. And it's been a while, but I thought I'd try to get one game in today before work and everything else. Afternoon shifts kind of make it difficult to play the games that you want to play, and so be it. So either it's a recording at night or play before you leave for the afternoon. So we're gonna try to play a game today before everything, before work this afternoon. So want to thank everyone for already being here, who are going to be here, who listen to this game late. Actually, I'm just looking for something really quick if I can't find it on my computer, and then we'll go ahead and start everything like we're supposed to. See if I can locate where it is. I found it. So we're playing in Pittsburgh, River Stadium, 1981. Let's go ahead and switch this to the Three Rivers that I like to play in. That's the ballparks that come with it. Just don't give you a little crunch together. So I'm going to go ahead and put my new ballparks in and play. There we go. We welcome you to Three River Stadium. So here is the Pirates defensively. Easler in left, Marino in center, Parker in right. Rest in peace, Dave. Matlock at third, Foley at short, Barra at second, Jason Thompson at first, Steve Nakoja behind the plate, and on the mound, Rick Rhoden. This is his first start of the season. For the Expos, they are young, fun lineup. Tim Raines leads off in left, followed by Rodney Scott at second, Andre Dawson in center, Ellis Valentine in right, Gary Carter behind the plate, Larry Parrish at third, Warren Cromartie at first, Chris Spire at short, and on the mound will be Ray Burris. Let's go ahead and start playing these games with me coaching both teams, kind of how you would play it when you roll your own dice and you're kind of coaching both. I think that's the best thing you can probably do in this. That way, the computer doesn't screw up and make dumb moves. At least if I make a dumb move, it's on me. So let's look at the records as they come in this first week of the season. The Expos are 0-1. The Pirates are 1-0. So we're kind of just getting started here in the first week of April, Sunday, April the 12th. Let's see where we stand here so far. Oh, so far I got a couple people floating in. Cool. That's great. Hope you enjoy yourself today. Here is Tim Raines. Raines so far in the season is 1 for 4. Switch hitting, batting from the left hand side. Rhoden looks in, and the windup. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit to center field for Timmy Raines. So Raines is on. He's got tremendous speed, and you know he's going. Here goes Raines, and he's safe, gets it, and goes to second. So Raines with the steal of second game. These are advanced games because, again, 1981 was never truly done in a super advanced play. Here is Rodney Scott. 4 at bats, no hits. Again, a speedy hitter who'll hit from the left hand side. Rhoden from the stretch. Raines gets a good lead off second, and the pitch to Rodney Scott. That is gonna be a wild pitch. Nope, that is gonna be a wild pitch and pop up. So the runner goes to third, and it's a pop up, and it'll bring up Andre Dawson. So Raines goes to third on the WP. He's in scoring position. Here's Dawson, 0 for 3 in the opener with a walk. Infield will play back, willing to give up a run. Rhoden from the stretch. Runner on third, 1 out, pitch to Dawson. And that is going to be a line drive in the gap that will go to the wall. Rain scores, and Dawson's on second with the double. So 1-0 Montreal here in the top of the first inning. Here's Valentine, 0 for 4 in the opener. Rhoden from the stretch, runner on second and one man out. Rhoden struggling early. Here's a pitch to Valentine. That's ground ball to short. Foley will look back. Dawson throw him out to first, and there's 2 outs. Here's the kid, Gary Carter, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. Rhoden from the stretch. Dawson with good speed at second, and the pitch to Carter. And that's going to be a base hit for Carter. Dawson will score. Expos lead 2-0, and Carter with an RBI single. Here's Larry Parrish, 2 for 4 in the opener with a home run. Rhoden from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Parrish. That's going to be a struck him out, and Rhoden finally gets out of the first inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1/2 inning of play, just getting underway here in Pittsburgh. 2-0 Montreal. So here's Marino, followed by Foley and Parker. Burris looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Marino. Marino was 1 for 4 in the opener. He's on base and he's got speed. So Marino's on. Actually, that was a hit by pitch on Marino. A chance for Marino to go is only a 1-11. Does he get to try for the jump? Foley, more of a contact guy. And since they're holding him, they're going to go hit and run here and see if they can take advantage of the extra rating. So here goes Foley. Hit and run is on. And that's a base hit for Foley up the middle. Marino on the run will go to third. Great hit and run there by Pittsburgh. And the Pirates got runners at first and third with no men out. Here's the late Dave Parker. 1 for 4 in the opener. He steps up. Burris from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Parker. That's a catch, X, but this one will be popped up. Carter is there, makes the catch, and with Carter being a 1, kind of eliminates a lot of the shenanigans. So first and third, 1 away. Here's Jason Thompson, 0 for 3 of the walk in the opener. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Burris from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Jason Thompson. And that will be a base hit for Thompson. Marino scores. They'll hold Foley at second, and the Pirates are on the board. And quickly, it's 2-1 Expos. So now here is Mike Easler. He's 1 for 4 in the opener. Left-handed hitter. Burris from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And this will be a line drive caught by Rodney Scott. Runners have to hold. Oh, that almost went through. Here's the Mad Dog, Bill Madlock. 0 for 2, couple walks in the opener. This Pirate team can still hit. They have a good ball team. Of course, you know the Montreal story. Blue Monday kept them from the World Series this season. Burris from the stretch, first and second, 2 out, pitch to Madlock. And that will be another base hit. This game is tied at 2. Thompson will stop at third. RBI single for the Mad Dog, and it's 2-2. So someone's for a pitching matchup. Rhoden and Burris did not hear the memo. It's now a 2-2 ball game in the first for Dale Berra. 1 for 4 in the opener. Burris from the stretch, first and third, 2 out, pitch to Berra. And that's going to be a walk, and the bases are full for Steve Nicosia. So Nicosia steps up. Burris from the stretch. Nicosia 1 for 4 in the opener. Burris from the stretch. And that's going to be a foul out behind the plate. Makes the catch as Carter, and the side is retired. The Pirates leave him loaded at the end of 1. Montreal 2, Pittsburgh 2. We head to the top of the second inning. That's quick. All right, we go now to the second. Here is Warren Cromartie, 0 for 3 in the opener. Rhoden looks in of a 2-2 ball game. Cromartie 0 for 3 in the opener. Left-handed hitter for the Crow. Ground ball to short. Foley throws him out, 1 out. And here is Chris Spire. Spire 0 for 3 in the opener. Rhoden looks in, and the pitch to Spire. That will be a struck him out. Big strikeout for Rhoden. 2 outs in the second. Here's Ray Burris. 37 at bats, hit 189. Rhoden from the windup. Here's the pitch to Burris. And that's a strikeout on Burris, and the side is retired. Getting in a half of the books. It's still 2-2. Here's a good hitting pitcher, and Rick Rhoden hit 188 during the season. Did not hit a home run, but he's always had good power. Burris from the windup. Here's the pitch to Rick Rhoden, and that's a ground ball to second. Spire throws him out, 1 away. Here's Omar Marino, center fielder. Marino comes up, hit by pitch, and scored the first run. Burris from the windup and the pitch. This will be a base hit for Marino. Got to get, he's on base. And now here's Marino, 1 to 11 opportunity to steal. So does he go for it? Actually, it's not 1 to 11. Yeah, 1 to 11. It'd be 1 to 11. So let's see. Marino goes. Burris from the stretch. 2-2 ball game. Foley 1 for 1. Again, they're going to go hit and run, I think, since the runner is being held. Here's the hit and run to Tim Foley. And that's a ground ball to short. They'll get the runner at second. So Marino cannot beat the throw. Foley's now at first with 2 outs for Dave Parker. He fouled out his first time up. Burris now working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Parker. Pitch to Parker is a pop up the first. Cromartie's there, makes the catch. And we play 2 here in Pittsburgh. Expos 2, Pirates 2. Tim Raines, the batter, singled and scored in the first. Rhoden looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Raines. And Tim Raines hits a shot in the gap. Will be trouble. That's a double for Raines and goes to second. So Raines, a lead-off double. Here's Rodney Scott. He first at bat did not get an official at bat, possibly a bunt. Let's see. They don't have him listed. Wonder what he did the first time up that he is not being listed for. Oh, they do list him as an at bat, but not showing on the game. So here is Rhoden from the stretch. Runner on second, nobody out. And that's a walk to Scott. And here come the Expos again. First and second, nobody out. Dawson the bat. Rhoden in repeated trouble. Third inning of a 2-2 ball game. Rhoden from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Dawson. And that's a fly ball right. It's shallow. Parker is there. Raines has to hold, and there's one away. And here's Ellis Valentine. Grounded out his first time up. Rhoden working from the stretch. First and second, 1 out. Pitch to Ellis. And that's a fly ball to left field. Shallow. Easler is there. Makes the catch. Raines holds, and there's 2 outs. And here's the kid. Kid with an RBI single back in the first. Rhoden working from the stretch, trying to get himself and work his way out of trouble. Here's the pitch to Carter. And that's a walk, and the bases are loaded. Expos in the third for Larry Parrish. Rhoden having trouble here with control, working from the stretch. Bases loaded, 2 out, pitch to Parrish. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Foley with the play goes to second, and the Expos leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the third inning. We still have a 2-2 tie. Thompson, Easler, Madlock for the Buccos. So Ray Burris on the mound, the third, tie ball game. Burris looks in, and the windup to Jason Thompson. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Ray Burris, his first of the season. And now here is Mike Easler, lined out his first time up. Burris with the windup and pitch to Mike Easler. And that's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Easler, for Burris. And here's Bill Madlock. RBI singles first time up. Burris looks in, and the windup to Madlock. And that's a walk. So Madlock is on for Berra. Berra walked his first time up. Burris from the stretch. Madlock gets the lead, and the pitch to Berra. And that is going to be a line drive, a base hit. Berra was not powered up. Madlock goes first to third. It's a first and third for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So the Pirates, again, bringing runners on base. Let's see if they can cash in. Here's Nicosia. Fouled out his last time up. 2 on, 2 out. Burris working from the stretch. Both pitchers kind of working in and out of trouble. Here's the pitch to Nicosia. That will be a base hit. That's in the gap over Dawson's head. Madlock scores. Berra will hold on the 1 to 11, and it's a 3-2 ball game for the Pirates. RBI double Nicosia. Now here's Rick Rhoden. The reason I didn't go there because I figured if Rhoden gets out, they'll go back and lead off the top of the inning instead of leading off of the pitcher spot. Burris from the stretch. 3-2 Pirates here in the third. And it's going to be a base hit for Rhoden. Barra scores. Nicosia is going to be led around. He's a 1 to 14. Here's the throw. And they'll hold the trailing runner, and he's safe. 2-run score, and the Pirates lead at 5-2. So Rhoden helps himself, knocks in 2 with a single, and the Pirates with the lead. Here's Omar Marino now. Burris from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Marino. And that's a fly ball to left field. Rains will come in, make the catch. Side is retired. Pirates score three in the third, and they lead it 5-2. We head to the top of the fourth. It's Sports Time Machine, Stratomatic game of the day. Here is Warren Cromartie, followed by Spire and Burris. Rhoden looks in of a 5-2 ball game. Here's the pitch to the Crow. And that will be a walk to Cromartie. And here come the Expos now. Rhoden just trying to work and get to qualify for a win. Rhoden from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Chris Spire, who struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a line drive. Base hit for Spire. And the Expos have the tying runners on. So now here is Burris. They'll ask him the bunt here. There's no man out, so Burris will lay down a bunt. It's a good one. Oh, it's not a good one. Oh, they got it. It was a force out to the pitcher. So the lead runner is out, and then runners at first and second. So Madlock played the play perfectly, got back to the bag. Rhoden got it, and the lead runner is out. So Burris, a bad bunt. First and second, one man out for Rains, who's 2 for 2. Rhoden from the stretch. Here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball right field. Parker is there. Catch is made, and they're going to look for a throw, and not in time. Spire will go to third. So now they're there in case a wild pitch or a pass ball. Scott 0 for 1 with a walk. Rhoden from the stretch. Runners on the corners, 2 out. Pitch to Scott, and that's a fly ball to center. Marino is there, makes the catch, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Pittsburgh 5, Montreal 2. So we now go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Pirates lead by 3. It'll be Foley, followed by Parker and Thompson. Burris looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Foley. And that's the Foley with a drive left center field. Rains cannot get all the way to the wall. Foley will go for second. He'll go for third and makes it standing. So a leadoff triple for Tim Foley. And now here's Parker, who's 0 for 2. So the infield will be brought in. Oh my, that's a tough situation. Pitching to a dangerous Parker with the infield in. Burris from the stretch, trying to cut this run off at the plate. Here's a pitch to Parker, and Parker ground ball. Foley is caught off the bag. They'll go home. Carter throws it back to Parrish in the rundown, makes the play, and Parker is going to have to stay at first. So they win on contact. Foley is out, and Parker will reach. So runner on first and 1 out, and the Expos have dodged a huge bullet. Base running mistake by Foley. So here's Thompson. Burris from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Jason Thompson, and he walks him. And Burris's nightmare continues. First and second, 1 out. See if the Expos do got some bullpen help here they can use. So they do got like Charlie Lee, stuff like that. Bill Lee not in the rotations. They got guys who can come in and give them innings. A good team. They got some good bullpen use. First and second, 1 out for Easler. Burris from the stretch and pitch. And that's going to be a strikeout for Burris, 2 outs. Here's Madlock. First and second, 2 outs in the fourth. Madlock already knocked in a run earlier in the first. Walked back in the third. Burris from the stretch. 2 on, 2 out. Pitch to the Mad Dog. And that's a ground ball to short. Spire goes to second. Side is retired. Pirates strand 2. We head to the top of the fifth inning. It's 5-2 Pirates. Dawson, Valentine, Carter to bat for the Expos. Rhoden on the mound for the Pirates. Top of the 5. Rhoden looks in. Dawson 1 for 2. Doubled in a run back in the first. Pitch to Dawson. Again, same role he hit before. Left center field off the wall. Dawson with a stand-up double. Second double of the ball game for the Hawk, Andre Dawson. So now here's Ellis Valentine. 0 for 2. Ground out and fly out. Rhoden again has to work from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Valentine. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Foley's got it. Keeps Dawson there. Throws him out. And there's 1 away. And now we go to Gary Carter, the kid. 1 for 1 with the ribby. Rhoden from the stretch. Runner on second, 1 out. Pitch to Carter. And that's going to be ground ball to second. Barra's got it. Can't get it. That's a base hit. Run will score. It's 5-3 Pirates. So an RBI for Carter. Berra cannot come with it. Does not have the range to play second. And it's now a 5-3 ball game. Here's Parrish. Tying runner on. Rhoden trying to get through the fifth inning here. Rhoden from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Marino will get it. He'll make the catch. Carter holds, and here's Cromartie 0 for 1 with a walk. Rhoden working from the stretch. Runner on first and 2 out, and pitch to the Crow. And that's going to be a line drive in the gap. That's going to be trouble off the wall. Carter will try to score. Here comes the throw home, and he is safe. It's a 5-4 ball game. RBI double for Warren Cromartie. So now here's Chris Spire, 1 for 2. Rhoden working from the stretch. 5-4 ball game in the fifth. Rhoden trying to survive here. Here's the pitch to Spire, who's 1 for 2. And the pitch. Ground ball to third. Madlock throws them out. And we head to the bottom of the fifth. Pittsburgh 5, Montreal 4. Wow, talking about both teams having struggles from their starting pitchers in this one. It'll be Barra, Nakoja, and Rhoden here in the fifth. Burris looks in, wind up the Dale Barra. And that's going to be a double for Barra. He's 2 for 2, been on base 3 times. So Barra reaches second. Here's Nakoja. So now Burris working close here. Nakoja 1 for 2, an RBI double. Burris from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Nakoja. And that's going to be a base hit right field. Valentine has an absolute howitzer. He will hold Barra at third. And the Pirates are up to something here. Now let's see what the Pirates do. Fifth inning. Don't usually replace pitchers early in the ball game. This is Chuck Tanner, though. Do they have something available if they want to do this? Who is a long man? I mean, Eddie Solomon would be a first choice. So they are going to go to they're going to go to the bench. So the guy with the most at bats on the bench, if you play that way, is going to be Lee Lacy. So Lacy will come in, hit for Rhoden, and we're off. So Rhoden does not get. Well, actually, he get they right now he is a pitcher of record since he went 5 innings. Pirates trying to add some runs here with no outs. Burris from the stretch. Expos playing the infield in, trying to cut some runs off. Lacy making his first appearance of the year. Here's the pitch to Lacy. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. That will hold the runner at third, throw to first. And now it's second and third, one out for a dangerous Omar Marino. 1 for 2, has been hit by a pitch and got on base with a single. So now let's see if Burris can hold the line here. Second and third, one out. Marino, the bat, always dangerous with the speed. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive base hit. Barris scores. Here comes Nakoja. Pirates lead 7-4. Big RBI single from Marino. Knocks in 2. So now Foley the batter. 2 for 3, a single and a triple. Burris from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball to left. Raines is there, makes the catch in 2 outs. And here's Parker, who's 0 for 3. So let's look at where Burris is. Oh, Burris leads off the inning. So yeah, this will be his last batter. Burris from the stretch, runner on first and 2 out, pitch to Parker, and Parker popped it up. Parrish is there, makes the catch. Size retired. Pittsburgh leads 7-4. We're halfway through Three Rivers Stadium. Eddie Solomon will be new pitcher for the Buccos, and we'll have pit, a brand new pitcher for the Expos when they come up. Let's look at the final. Let's look at the stats through 5. Again, the Expos 0-1, the Pirates 1-0. Rhoden went 5, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. It definitely did not look good. Ray Burris went 5, absolutely did not look good. 11 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned. He's going to be done as we will go to a pinch hitter here. So for Eddie Solomon, his first appearance, top of the 6th inning. Let's see who the Expos can turn to. Let's see who the at-bats on this team is going to go with. I believe it might be Tim Wallach. So Tim Wallach will be the batter. Right-handed hitter, has not appeared so far on the season. Eddie Solomon looks in, gets the sign from Nicosia, and the pitch to Wallach. And Wallach with a base hit. So pinch hit for Tim Wallach. Montreal trying to keep this interesting. Rains 2 for 3 with a double. Solomon from the stretch. Wallach with a decent lead off first. Pitch to Rains. And Rains, base hit for Rains. Wallach has to hold. First and second, nobody out. Here come the Expos. Rodney Scott 0 for 2 with a walk. Do they let Scott bat here, or do they bunt him over and try to get some runs? They're gonna go National League Baseball. 92% on the bunt is Scott, lays it down perfectly. Runners move up, and there's one out for Dawson, who's been hot. 2 doubles in a ball game and an RBI. Solomon from the stretch, second and third, one out. Pitch to Dawson, and that's a fly ball shallow. Marino comes in, makes a strong throw, and Wallach has to hold. So now here's Ellis Valentine, 0 for 3 in the ball game. Big opportunity for the Expos to get back in it, but Solomon looking to close the door. Here's the pitch to Ellis Valentine, and he does. Line drive to Jason Thompson. Side is retired. We head to the bottom of sixth. 7-4 Pittsburgh. Now let's see who's on this bench. To me, they don't have their whole bench. Their whole is pretty darn good. Pirates will swing with couple lefties coming up, and it's not the seventh inning, so can't really make any offensive changes besides replacing a pitcher. But most creators try not to do that, pinch it until the seventh. So let's see how they would finagle their bullpen here. Do they have a left? You know what? It'll be Bill Lee. He had 6 saves, 7 starts. So he's a little bit of everything. Eccentric as all hell. So Bill Lee will come in, being a new pitcher. His first appearance of the year, and he'll pitch to Thompson, Easler, and then Madlock. So Lee looks in. Here is the windup to Jason Thompson, and struck him out. So Thompson's retired. Here's Easler. Both Thompson and Easler, both heavy hitting left-handed hitters. So again, Jim Fanning, or it might have been Dick Williams actually in this case, trying to bring in a lefty here to stifle these Pirate lineup. Lee with the windup. Here's a pitch to Easler, and that's a fly ball to center. Dawson is there, makes the play. So far, it's worked. But now you bring up Bill Madlock with 2 outs. On deck is Dale Berra. Lee looks in, gets the sign, the windup to Madlock, and that's a base hit for Madlock. He's 2 for 3. So now here's Dale Berra. He's 2 for 3, a walk and a double and a single. He's been on base 3 times. Lee from the stretch, run first and 2 out, and the pitch. And that's all 6 is ground ball to second. Scott makes the play. We head to the 7th. It's 7-4 Pirates. We go to the 7th inning here. Always a good ball game here at the big ballpark in Three Rivers. 7-4 Pirates in the 7th. Carter followed by Parrish and Cromartie. So Solomon looks in, stays in the game. Carter waits. Here's a pitch, popped up. Thompson is there, makes the play, and Eddie Solomon's come in and kind of stopped the bleeding. So far, Pirates out hitting the Expos 12-10, and they lead it 7-4. Solomon looks in, and the windup to Parrish, and that's going to be a pop up to first. Thompson's there, 2 outs in the 7th. Cromartie, 1 for 2, doubled and a run back in the 5th. Solomon looks in, looking strong so far. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive to Thompson. Sides retired. Get up and stretch. Pirates 7 and the Expos 4. So now it'll be Nicosia followed by, we'll see if Solomon bats in. Omar Marino against Bill Lee stays in this ball game. Lead in Nicosia. Nicosia's 2 for 3, a double and a single, and the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Parrish has got it, throws him out, and he got 1 out here in the 7th. Eddie Solomon, 163 hitter, 3 RBIs. Lee looks in, and the big windup and pitch to Solomon. And that's a ground ball to second. Scott with it, throws him out, and there's quickly 2 outs for Omar Marino. Marino's already been up 4 times. He's been on base 3 times and has 2 RBIs. Lee looks in, lefty-lefty matchup. Bottom of the 7th, Pirates lead 7-4. Pitch to Omar Marino. That's a strikeout. So Bill Lee and Eddie Solomon has quieted the damage. We head to the 8th here in Pittsburgh. Pirates 7, Montreal 4. So we go to the top of the 8th inning. This so far belongs to the Buccos with the lead, but the Expos still at 2 turns, still the bat. And now it's going to be Spire the bat. Let's see if we can get back to the game. Spire and probably a pinch hitter for Lee and Raines against Eddie Solomon. Solomon looks in, gets the sign. Here's a pitch to Spire. And Spire with a base hit. Spire his second hit. And yep, they will go to a pinch hitter. And now you're kind of in the 8th inning to kind of make a move what you need. Got a righty on the mound. Let's see. There's Jerry. I bet he's probably the best hitter on this team against righties. Oh, what do you do? Do you bring the big boy out now? Not really big either. We'll bring in Jerry Manuel so he can get on base. Manuel, at 200 hitter, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, does most of his damage against righties. Solomon from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive. Base hit for Jerry Manuel. And there's 2 on and nobody out. And the Montreal Expos have brought the tying runners to the plate for Timmy Raines. And he mostly likes righties. So let's see if the Pirates maybe bring in a lefty here. Then it's Scott and then it's Dawson. Let's see. What do the Pirates have in their bullpen? That would be Rod Scurry or Grant Jackson. Does either one of them have good numbers? Scurry has 74 innings, so here comes Scurry. He's known to be in this situation. So left-handed pitcher, 74 innings of work, 7 saves. So Scurry from the stretch, first and second, nobody out. Raines turn around, bats righty versus the swinging lefty. Here's the pitch from Rod Scurry. And that's a ground ball to first. Thompson's got it. Cannot make it. He cannot get it out of the glove. That's an E3, and the bases are loaded for Expos. A huge error from Jason Thompson. So bases loaded, nobody out. Scott now the batter. A punch and Judy type hitter. 0 for his first 6 on the season. And now the Expos kind of take a peek and see if there's somebody who can hit a lefty. And then can you bring someone in to play second base who will not make matters worse? But the answer is, well, Jerry Manuel was a 311. So that could be a double switch. So let's see. So Jerry White will come in. He's the guy here who can really hit a lefty. So bases loaded, nobody out. Scurry working from the stretch. The Expos trying to get back in this ball game, and that's going to be a walk to Scurry, and it's a 7-5 ball game. So the Expos fight back with a run, and now here's Dawson. So Manuel is on base. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So they will already go to the bullpen. I try to do a 3-pitcher minimum here if I can. Now let's see, who do they have besides like a Kent DeColvey? And even then, that's not exactly a winning move. Ooh, who is now going to be? This is where the end of this Pirate bullpen will be a little bit harder. Who they have up here, right? All rights come up. Enrique Romo is going to have to come in and try to settle this damage down. So here comes Romo. Bases loaded, nobody out. 7-5 Pittsburgh. Romo from the stretch and the pitch. That's a base hit center field. Raines will score and they will hold them up. And this game is tied at 7. So Dawson with his third hit knocks in 2. Expos tie this game at 7. So now here's Ellis Valentine. Romo working from the stretch, first and second, nobody outs. And that's going to be a popped up. Foley will be their infield fly, 1 away. And here's the kid, Gary Carter, 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs. Romo working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Carter. And that's going to be deep and fly. Marino off the wall. White scores. Dawson will try to score. Nope, they're not going to let him. Carter will stop at second. Expos lead at 9-7. And the Expos with a 5 spot here in the 8th. So here is Larry Parrish. All of a sudden, the Pirate wheels have come undone here with their bullpen. Romo from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Parrish. That's a single to center field. Carter will hold, and it's first and third Expos with one out for Cromartie. Boy, the Pirate bullpen coming undone here in the 8th. Romo from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Cromartie, and that's a fly ball shallow. Marino will have it. Carter will bluff, but the runner will hold. First and third, 2 outs for Spire. 2 for 4 runs scored. He's been up in this inning already. They have batted around. Manuel can bat again as a pinch hitter. He's on deck. Marino from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Manuel. And that's a ground ball to first. That's a fly ball. Foul. It's a double past the diving fielder. So it's a double against him. Runner will score. Spire with a double, and it's 10-7 Montreal. That was a bad graphic, I guess. So Manuel stay in the game because they batted for Rodney Scott earlier. So Manuel has to play second. So this will probably end up being the second base spot, and Jerry White's spot is the pitcher spot. So Romo from the stretch, second and third, 2 outs. This has gone from bad to worse. 16 hits for Montreal, 12 for the Pirates. Here's a pitch from Romo, and that's a ground ball to second. And Barrett could not make the play. Off his glove, run will score. Montreal now leads at 11-7. So the Pirate defense now totally falling apart. First and third, 2 outs for Reigns, 3 for 5 with a double. He reached on an error when Rod Scurry was on the mound. Romo just trying to keep it together. Pitcher spot on deck. Do you let Jerry White bat again? Because that will be the pitcher spot. Romo from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Reigns. And that's deep. That is far. Is it gone? And it is. Wow. So this just got unbelievably. Reigns with a 3-run homer. And now the Montreal Expos have opened up the floodgates as the Montreal Alouettes, I guess it is, leads the Pirates 14-7. 10-run eighth inning for the Expos. So now Jerry White will get another at bat. Romo working for the windup and the pitch. And that's a ground ball to Madlock. And he finally makes the play. And the Expos are down after scoring 10 in the 8th. Wow, that got out of hand fast. So now the Expos will turn to Charlie Lee, who will start 11 games on the season, but he'll come in and pitch. New second baseman will be Jerry Manuel, not a bad second baseman. So they'll kind of do a double switcheroo here. So Lee on the mound, his first appearance, he'll pitch to Foley, Parker, and Thompson, as the fans in Pittsburgh have definitely left the building. A 10-run spot in the 8th. P-Jet here. How you doing, P-Jet? So the Expos going off the rails here, a 10-run 8th inning. So now here's Foley, followed by Parker and Thompson. Lee looks in. Here's the pitch to Foley, 2 for 4 with a triple. And this will be struck him out, 1 away in the 8th. Here's Parker, 0 for 4. So Lee looks in, gets the sign. Parker looking for his first hit. And this is going to be a ground ball to second. Manuel in for his defense. Makes the play, and there's 2 outs. So now here's Jason Thompson. Boy, that's a shutdown inning. Montreal scores 10 in the 8th, and the Pirates are looking to go 1, 2, 3. Thompson 1 for 3 with an RBI way back in the first inning. Lee from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Thompson, and that's a walk. Runner on first and 2 outs for Easler. So Lee looks in, 7 runs down. Lee's going to stay out there. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a pop up the third. Parrish is there, makes the play. We head to the 9th. Montreal 14, Pittsburgh 7. Boy, if Reigns comes up again, he has a chance to head for the cycle. But I don't think the Pirate fans want to see them run through the order again. So Romo, does he stay out there, getting hammered like he did? Let's see how he did. So Solomon, 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. Will probably get tagged with a loss here, which is a shame. Scurry didn't get anybody out. 2 runs, 1 run, a walk. Then Romo came in and lit the propane. 1 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 were earned. Again, defense by the Pirates has been shaky. So we'll see if the Pirates want to go to somebody else in this bullpen. They might as well go to Don Robinson here. So let Don Robinson come in. So he's the new pitcher for the Buccos. And now here's Dawson, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, including 2 doubles. Robinson with the windup. Here's the pitch to Dawson, and that's a fly ball left. Easler backs, makes the catch and 1 away. Here's Valentine. He's not been a part of the party. He's 0 for 5, and he's 0 for 9 to start the season. Robinson with the windup and pitch to Valentine. And line drive, Madlock with the play. 2 outs, and so far, Ellis Valentine is 0 for 10. Here is the kid, Carter, 3 for 4 with a walk. Robinson with the windup. Here's the pitch to Carter, and that's going to be a line drive in the gap. That'll be a double. Easler cannot make it. Carter will have a double, and the Expo inning continues. So here is Parrish. Can they keep the inning alive and get back to Reigns? Robinson from the stretch. Runner on second, 2 outs. Parrish 1 for 5 in the ball game. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Foley with the play. And nope, that answer is no. Montreal leads. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's see if the Pirates got some last inning hope in them. It's 14-7 Montreal. Last licks to the Buccos. Charlie Lee on the mound will pitch to second in the last inning. Madlock, Barra, and Nicosia. Lee with the windup. Here's the pitch to Madlock. And that's a base hit for Madlock. Boy, he's had a game. Good game for Bill in all this mess. 18 hits to 13. Montreal Pirates have made 2 big errors. Montreal leads by a double, 14-7. Lee from the stretch, pitching to Barra, who's 2 for 3. And the pitch is going to be ground ball to short. Spire with it. Cannot make the play. That's the first error of the ball game for the Expos. And the Pirates got a couple men on and nobody out for Nicosia now. Now, does Nicosia like to continue hitting? He's been hitting. Lee from the stretch. First and second, nobody out. Pitch to Nicosia. And that's going to ground ball to third. Parrish in the hole. He does. Makes the double play. 5-4-3. So Bill Madlock will move to third. 2 outs in the 9th. And the last hitter is Don Robinson. He's always known to be a good hitter. 12 at bats with an RBI, hitting .250. But the Pirates will go to their bullpen. Will go to their bench, and it will be the hammer, John Milner. So Milner will step up. So Milner, a left-handed stick here. Lead from the stretch. Runner on third. 2 out. Pitch to John. And that's a pop up to short. This should do it. Spire with the catch, and that's your ball game. The Montreal Expos go on and get their first win of the year, and they do it in convincing fashion. 14-7, including a 10-run 8th inning. So the Expos, 14 runs, 18 hits, and 1 error. The Pirates, 7-13-2. Bill Lee gets the win in relief, goes 2 innings of 1 hit ball. Charlie Lee comes in with 2 good innings. While the Pirates, the loss will go to Rod Scurry, probably deservedly so, as Enrique Romo gets the blown save and completely gets blown out in this one. Doubles by Reigns. Dawson had 2. Carter with 2, Cromartie with 1, Spire with 1, Barra with 1, Nicosia with 1, triples by Foley and Tim Raines with his first home run. Raines, 4 for 6, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs is your big hitter. Carter, 4 for 5, 2 runs scored, and 4 RBIs. Spire, 3 for 5, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. For the Pirates, 3 hits went to Bill Madlock, 3 for 4, runs scored, and RBI. Berra, Nicosia, Marino, and Foley all with 2 hits. Rhoden actually had two RBIs while he was in there, and Omar Marino had 2 RBIs for the Bucks. Expos win it 14-7. Let's go ahead and look at the next game. We're probably going to skip ahead. I don't want to. Well, it is 1981, so maybe we'll play the A's and Angels when we're back again. That gives everyone a chance to look at Billy Ball in 81, a playoff team. And that's Brian Kingman and Bill Travers from Anaheim. And then after that, we will go to Chicago, where it will be the one of the better teams in the American League, and the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Chicago White Sox, as that's Pete Vukovich taking on Ross Baumgarten. Well, folks, that has been a pleasure. What a game we had here. Expos over the Pirates 14-7. Big win for the Expos. Thank you, folks, for coming in. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Come on back. Again, this is the Sports Time Machine presenting the 1981 Stratomatic Game of the Day.